Hello, welcome back. I'm going to go over the review today. Now, I'm going to do the odds, and you're going to be responsible for the evens. And so you have to show all of your work on all the problems, odds and evens, to get credit for the review on the test, which is going to be tomorrow. So the first section here, they're asking us to name the figures. So the first one here, this is going to be a triangular prism. Now, how do I know it's a triangular prism? Well, first start off with the fact that it's a prism. Okay, I know it's a prism because it's got these two triangles on the ends, so there's only two of that one shape, and then the rest of the sides, they're all rectangles. So back here, there's a rectangle. The side that's shown already, this is a rectangle. On the bottom, that's a rectangle there too. Okay, so there are rectangular faces and then two of one kind, so that's a prism. And of course, they're triangles, so it's a triangular prism. Okay, number 3, this one, this is a pyramid because I see these triangular faces here. Okay, so it's a pyramid. But the question is, what kind of pyramid is it? Well, you have to look at the bottom. Look at the very bottom. This base right here is a triangle, so it's a triangular pyramid. Okay, number 5. Again, I got these triangular faces, so I know that this is a pyramid. And then I look at the bottom, okay, and these ones, we can see those sides are the same, so it is a square pyramid. Square pyramid. All right, next one, number 7. Okay, again, you see we have two of this one kind. Okay, and then the rest of them are rectangles. So this is a prism. Okay, but what are these two shapes? It's a triangle, so it's a triangular prism. All right, so that's the first one's naming. And guys, these are the same kinds of problems that we're going to have on the test. So every kind of problem that we ask you to do on here is going to be the same thing that they ask you to do on the test. Okay, exact same thing. Same shapes and all that good stuff. So for like number 9 and 10, we're going to ask you a question about these rectangular prisms. So get used to a rectangular prism. So it says, find the total surface area of the prism, and it says, assume the front is the base. So we're going to assume the front right here, that's the base. So to find the total surface area of the prism, well, it's a rectangular prism, okay, rectangular prism. So we would look up that formula, and the formula is, it's the perimeter times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. So we have to first calculate the perimeter of the base, the height of the prism, and the area of the base. So the perimeter of the base. So we've got, it's 12 by 7. So we have 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 7. Because it's a rectangle, there's 4 sides. 2 that are 12 and 2 that are 7. So when you add those together, you get 38. Now the height. The height of our prism is how far is it between the base and its match, which is in the back. So how long is this connection right here? It's 2. Then we have to calculate big B, area of the base. So the area of this face right here is what we're calling the base. So what shape is it? It's a rectangle. So we have to do base times height. But this is base and height of this rectangle. Not the base and the height of the prism, but of just this rectangle. So it's 7 by 12. Just 12 times 7, which is 84. And now all we have to do to find our answer is just plug into the formula. So the total surface area, perimeter, is 38 times the height, which is 2, plus 2 times big B, which is 84. Okay, and you can type all of this in the calculator just like this. And when you do that, you get 244. Okay. Number 10, Go on ahead, use this front side right here as the base. Same concept, y'all. Just use that front side as the base. Okay, number 11. It says find the lateral area of the prism. So lateral means the sides. So basically the sides, not including the bases. But this is a prism. So our lateral surface area, it's PH. So perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. So perimeter. Okay. This is a triangular prism. Okay, because we got the triangle. And we know it's a prism since they've told us that. So this is our base. So the triangle, we can see it's got a side that's 21, a side that's 35, and a side that's 28. So we need to add those together. So 21 plus 28 plus 35. Okay, and so when you add those, you get 84. So again, guys, we're going to ask you about lateral surface area of what kind of shape? Triangular prism. Okay, now the height. So the height of our prism is the distance between the two triangles in this case. We got a triangle up here, you got a triangle back here. So how far apart are they? 14. So 14 is our height. So our lateral surface area, it's the perimeter, 84, times the height, 14. So 84 times 14, it's going to be 1,176, and it's yards squared. Okay, so again, number 12 here, same concept. This is your triangle, that's your base. So whenever they say prism, okay, look for the odd shapes out. And again, on the if it's a rectangular prism, we'll have that base specified for you. All right, 13. It says find the total surface area of the square pyramid. So we have to use the surface area formula for a pyramid. So your total surface area, it's 1/2 P L plus B. So P is perimeter of that base. So perimeter of the base. This is our base down here, this square. Okay, and it's a square. So how many sides are there on a square? 4, and each of them is 8. So basically we're doing 8 times 4, which is 32. Okay, now L. And again, guys, we're going to ask you about square pyramids. So don't worry about the triangular pyramids right now. We're just doing square pyramids on that test too. L. L is your slant height. So it's how tall are the triangles. Okay, so right here, this triangle, that's the height of it. It's 16. So L is 16. Now, big B. It's area of the base. Guys, our base is a square, so you can do base times height, but since it's a square, both the base and the height of your bottom part there, they're both the same. So it's 8 times 8. So 64. And now we just plug in. Total surface area, it's 1/2 times our perimeter, 32, times our slant height, 16, plus the area of that base, which is 64. Okay, and if you type that on the calculator, you're going to end up with 320, and it's feet squared. All right, so again, number 14, same concept. Here's your base, the square. Okay, and then you guys should be able to figure out the other measurements from that. So y'all, I'm giving you 2 of every kind of problem that is on this test. So basically we're doing the test right now with just different numbers. All right, 15. Find the total surface area of the composite figure. And again, what kind of composite figure do you think we're going to give you on the test? This kind right here. So just remember how we're working these problems out and you'll be good to go. So This one, we got a pyramid on top, and we have a rectangular prism on the bottom. So remember, this was the whole lateral plus the lateral plus the area of the base. So we got to find the lateral of the pyramid on top. So I'll do that. Okay, lateral of the pyramid, it's 1/2 P times L. So P, perimeter of that base. So it's a square, okay, it's a square pyramid. We can see it's 6 on each side. Okay, so 6 times 4, because there's 4 sides to a square, and they're all 6. So it's 24. Then L, the slant height of the pyramid, okay, it's 8. So then we'll just plug in 1/2 times 24 times 8. And so when you plug that in, you get 96. So that's the lateral surface area of the pyramid part. Now we have to do the lateral of the prism. Okay, lateral of the prism. So now, again, it's P times H. P. Y'all, it's the same shape base, so it's going to be the same perimeter. 6 times 4, 24. H, the height of the prism. Well, how tall is this prism from top to bottom? 4. So it's just 24 times 4, which is, again, 96. Okay, now the last part is big B. Okay, what shape is your base, y'all? A square. So we're finding the area of this square. All right, so the area of a square is base times height. Again, since it's a square, both your base and height are the same. So 6 times 6, which is 36. And so now to get our total surface area, we're just going to take the 3 parts and add them together. Lateral of the first one plus the lateral of the second one plus the area of the base. And when you add these 3 numbers together, you'll get 228, and it's meters squared. Okay, so number 16, exact same thing. And again, this is the kind of composite figure we're going to give you on the test. All right, number 17. Find the total surface area in terms of pi. And again, what do you think we're going to ask you to do on the test? Find it in terms of pi. All right, so first thing here, pay very close attention. This line is going all the way across. So this line is our diameter. So the very first thing we need to do is cut it in half. So our diameter is 16. That means our radius is going to be 8. So radius is 8. So I scratch out the 16 so we don't get confused. Radius is 8. So the formula for a sphere, it's 4 pi r squared. So we have 4 times pi, and then r is 8, so 8 squared. To get this in terms of pi, all you're going to do is 4 times 8 squared. So 4 times 8 squared in the calculator is 256, and then we got to put that pi back on the end. So 256 pi. So number 18, exact same thing. 19. Find the lateral surface area, so lateral, pay close attention there, in terms of pi. So when we put everything in the calculator, we're not going to put pi in. So lateral surface area. So this is a cylinder, okay? It's a cylinder because it looks like a can, okay, or a candle, something like that. So the lateral surface area, and again, these are all in the formula charts. So 2 times pi times r times h. So 2 pi rh. So r, radius. What's the radius of my cylinder? 10. H, what's the height of my cylinder? 13. So just plug in. 2 times pi times r, which is 10, times h, which is 13. So in the calculator, just multiply 2 times 10 times 13. So 2 times 10 times 13 is 260 pi. And again, it's feet squared. Okay. And again, y'all, all these kind of questions, these are the kinds of questions we're going to ask you on the test. Okay, exact same kind. So I'm going to ask you to find the lateral surface area of a cylinder. I'm going to ask you to find the total surface area of a sphere. Okay, right now we're going to find the total surface area of this cone. We're going to do it in terms of pi. And guess what you're going to have to do tomorrow? Total surface area of a cone in terms of pi. So whatever I do here, you do on that test. All right. On these ones, total surface area of a cone, it's pi RL plus pi r squared. Okay, so r. Start with that. That's the radius of this circle part. 6. We know that. L is the slant height. So this slanted part, it's called the slant height for a reason. So the slant part here, we don't know that. Okay, they give us the height of the cone in the center, but they don't give us the slant height. So we have to use Pythagorean theorem to figure that out. So hint, hint, what do you think you're going to have to do on that test? Probably use slant height. So Pythagorean theorem, it's the radius squared plus that height squared is equal to L squared. So 6 squared plus 8 squared equals L squared, okay? It's always going to be equal to L squared because that's your hypotenuse. So we have 36 plus 64 is equal to L squared. When you add these together, you get 100. So L squared is 100, so square root. So L is 10. So our slant height here is 10. So now all we have to do is plug it in. Total surface area is pi times r, which is 6, times L, which is 10, plus pi times 6 squared. Okay, and we have to do this in terms of pi. So do the first part on its own, the second part on its own, and then add them. So right here, 6 times 10, that's 60 pi, plus, now here, we just have 6 squared, so that's 36 pi. So then you add the 60 and the 36, and that gives you 96 pi, and it would be feet squared. Okay, so guys, that's it. However I work these problems out, that's how you're going to work it out on the test. Exact same kind of problems. I'm not going to ask you about a triangular pyramid or anything like that. Whatever kind of question we're asking on the review and whatever shape it's with, that's what we're going to ask you on that test tomorrow. So just focus on these kinds of questions and you will be good to go. So I'll just go through here. I'm going to leave this zoomed in and go back up through the problems. So in case you missed some of the work, you can write that down. This is also on Canvas. Okay, this video is also on Canvas. And then while I'm scrolling back through, I'll put the answers for the evens. But remember, in order to get credit for the review, get those bonus points, you have to have the work for all the problems, odds and evens. I'm not just going to accept half of it done. Okay, so if you don't have it done tomorrow, don't bother turning it in. So like I said, I'm going to go back through, write the answers for the evens, and leave it zoomed in so you can make sure you get all the work done. Okay, and if you guys need to, you can always pause the video and rewind it a little bit, go back and find the stuff that you missed or hear one of the problems again. Okay, guys, so that's it. So again, make sure if you need to go back, you can pause the video, rewind it, watch it again. It's on Canvas. Um, the key is right here. So this is what you need to look at whenever you're trying to make sure that you've worked out the evens correctly. Okay, and you're following the exact same process that I have on the odds. So good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.